Want to fix your mind in just 60 seconds? This is what you need to say to yourself. Let's be real, your mindset can flip all throughout the day. You've got one bad thought and you go on that spiral. It's like a roller coaster or a snowboard just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. One moment of overwhelm can completely flip your entire day. That voice in your head, guess what? It's not always the truth. But I'm going to give you five 1-minute resets. That's like having your own personal coach in your head. And I'm going to teach you a different way to actually do these affirmations, these mindset way of thinking. And why they work so powerfully is, number one, they interrupt the stress loop. Yes, we often start to go on that spiral, and guess what? If you don't change that negative thought within 5 seconds, that snowball just goes bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what I mean when I talk about the stress loop. Number two, they rewire your thinking in real time. So rather than going, okay, I'll reset my thinking later on, you can switch it in that moment, and it doesn't have to define the next hour, the next half a day, or even the rest of the day. You can switch it straight away. And number three, they actually rewire you so you remember who you are inside. So they start to go deep, deep, deep within those limiting beliefs, those stories within yourself, and they start to rewire your brain. So you get to know what those stories are, and you have a chance to switch them, reset them, and start to create new positive way of thinking. So your new vision of how you want to be in the future. So I've used this with CEOs, with students, parents, even on myself. And I'm not going into it in a woohoo kind of way. It's all science-backed. It's had a lot of research on it, and these words can actually change your brain, so they can actually rewire you. So I've talked about this before. If you are over 35, like myself, 95% of the way you think, you act, your actions, your behaviors, your habits are wired in like a computer program. If you're under 35, great, you still got that chance to really change that. When we are over 35, it's a little bit harder because those are wired in. And I know myself, I used to be really wired in for busy. I was addicted to busy. And then if you're addicted to busy, you're trying to multitask, you're trying to do it all, and you're often heading towards burnout as well. So these words are really powerful. They can change your brain, and believe me, you can start to switch them up in 60 seconds. So I'm going to give you like a power sentence to say in each of these 5 scenarios. If you haven't met me before, my name is Heidi Horn. I'm a rapid stress buster. I've had 20 years in the wellness space, and I believe that you can change your life from 1 minute. I know from working in this space for a really long time that if you tell a stressed, burnt out, overwhelmed person to do something for an hour or 30 minutes, sometimes it stresses you out even more. It's something else that adds on that to-do list. But we have 1,440 minutes in a day. I want you to take one of them, and that's my challenge for you. Take one of them today and reset. And the most powerful thing is noticing how you're thinking so that you can do these resets. Okay, so the way that we're going to change this up as well when we're going through these 5 different sections is, instead of saying an I am statement, which is what most of us do pretty much all of the time, and we're also taught to add those positive affirmations. I am powerful, I've got this, I can do this, I am confident, I am calm, whatever you want to say. Today, I want you to try something different. I want you to be your own coach, and I want you to start the statements by you are. So it's like your inner coach talking to yourself. Now, I found this information out quite recently from the University of Michigan, and they basically said that if you do the statements as your own inner coach rather than your own inner critic, and you're stating it as you are, you've got this, you can do this, this means it's actually more powerful and you're more likely to make those changes. So give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. You can stick to the I am, but I want you to try just for today or just for the next couple of days to do the you are. Start by talking to yourself as you're your own inner coach. Okay, so the reset number one, we're going to do 5 of these, remember, today. So reset number one is when you are feeling like you're heading to burnout. You know those days that you just feel like you're pushing through stress and you can't stop. You'll keep on that treadmill, you don't pull over for gas or for a break, and you just are feeling overwhelmed. It's like you can't even stop to have a breath. So what I want you to say to yourself is, you're not broken, you're just out of battery. You're not broken, you're just out of battery. And give yourself permission to pause, recharge, reset. So I'll say those words again. You're not broken, you're just out of battery. Give yourself permission to pause, recharge, and reset. Because sometimes we feel like you need to do everything right now. And we've all had those moments. But what you really need to do is just take a minute, just take 60 seconds to pause, let go of those shoulders, take a few deep breaths. If you're part of my community and maybe you're trialing out the 1 Minute Reset app at the moment, there's over 100 different tools of how to do a 1 minute reset. But even if you could just stop and recognize that you are pushing through, and 1 minute will change everything. Just having that 1 minute pause is so powerful, because when we are exhausted, it's a sign that you've been pushing. It's like suddenly realize how thirsty you are. It's a sign that you've been ignoring taking a drink. So you need to just have that moment, and just having a drink can change all the difference when you're thirsty. Same thing, just having a reset, having a break, closing your eyes for a moment, dropping the shoulders, maybe going outside, getting some fresh air, just taking a few deep breaths, means that you are caring about yourself. You're giving yourself that self-love. You're recognizing your self-worth. Think about it, even machines, even laptops need to cool down. They need to have that restart button, the Control-Alt-Delete. Sometimes they need to be logged off. They can't just keep going. Or a car going on the road, it goes amazing, 100 kilometers or 100 miles an hour. But you can't be doing that 24 hours a day. It does need to pull over. It does need to be refueled. The engine does need to be switched off. Think of yourself like a beautiful prestige luxury car. You need to have those moments in order to keep going at your peak performance. Be smart enough to reset before you crash that, like crashing that car. Have a couple deep breaths. Have those kind thoughts. Think about resetting. So that's number one. Number two is the situations where you feel like you're overthinking, and we've all been there. We all feel like sometimes we've got 1,000 post-it notes in our mind, or 100 tabs open in the laptop in our head, and it feels like we're just spiraling. We can't actually grab the thought that we're meant to be thinking about. So the coaching that you're going to say to yourself, the major sentence is, you're spiraling again. It's okay to admit it. You're spiraling again. Breathe. You don't need every answer, just the next step. Let's say that again. You're spiraling again. Breathe. You don't need every answer, just the next step. So you can tell yourself, okay, brain, we don't need to spiral right at this moment. We've dragged ourselves into the what ifs. What if this isn't going to work? What if I'm not meant to do this? What if this is the wrong decision? What if I'm going to fail? And we keep going and going. So think of yourself as an inner coach, as if you were coaching your best friend or your child or your partner, or just, somebody that you really care about. What would you say to them? Sometimes it feels like we're flipping out, and that's okay. We all have those moments, but it's about recognizing when we are having those moments of overthinking, and how we can maybe switch a few tabs off the computer, or take a few of those post-it notes out of the mind. You don't need to know every answer right now. When we're trying to do too much all at the same time, we're not going to get anything clear. Sometimes we need to just take a step back in order to see what the next step forward is. Overthinking is really fear in disguise. It's not giving us any clear answers. So just pause. Sometimes take a walk. Just take a moment to have a sip of tea. Do a stretch of your arms and just notice those thoughts starting to calm down so that you can be really clear on the next step. Okay, number 3 is procrastination. Yes, sometimes we've got so much going on that we don't know what to do next. And sometimes we procrastinate because we're stuck in that cycle of fear. So a great thing you can say, remember your own inner coach, is you can say, you've done hard things before. Start small. That's how you win. You've done hard things before. Start small. That's how you win. Because let's be honest, sometimes we're not just stuck and frozen. We are stuck and frozen in fear. I mean, we're scared, we're worried, we're too frightened to take the next step. And it has that moment of overwhelm. Sometimes we're just scared of doing it wrong or scared of not being good enough. When we have action, even if it's just a little bit, that's starting small, it pushes through and it allows you to beat that anxiety. It doesn't have to be perfect. When we have perfection, it is the silent enemy. So we don't need to smash out the entire to-do list. Even if we can circle the most powerful thing that we can do, the smallest thing, and mark it off, it starts that roll effect and it makes you feel good. Gives you that little dopamine kick. I love marking off my to-do lists. Sometimes I don't want to do any of them. But if I just start with one small thing, it makes it easier to do the next big thing. Then you start that momentum. It starts to feel good, hey? So remember, you've all done hard things before. Often we put the hardest thing on the to-do list one day, and again the next day, and again the next day. This is no different. Just give yourself permission to move. Just take some kind of action and the rest will follow. Okay, number 4, when we need a reset, when we have got that comparison happening. You know what it's like. You're always comparing yourself to others and feeling like you're not good enough. Your self-worth and self-love is going skyrocketing down. One powerful thing that you can say to yourself, because often we feel like we're right at the back of the starting line and those other people are already smashing out their goals. They're already going through the finish line. That inner coach, you're not behind. You're just building something real and amazing, and it takes time. You're not behind. You're building something real and amazing, and it takes time. One of the coolest things that I've heard recently is, behind every master, there was once a disaster. And I love to remember this because an overnight success is really 10 years in the making. Often we look at people and we're like, oh my gosh, look how far they've come. They're just amazing. Look what they're doing. But you don't know all the hard work or all the hours or all the days that they doubted themselves to get to that point that they are now. Often when we are in that spiral of social media, we're only seeing the highlight reel. We're not seeing all the other thing, the tears and the sweat that happened beforehand. It's like scrolling the highlight reel while you're stuck behind the screen and maybe no bookings are coming into your business or you haven't got your goals yet. You're stuck in that loop of being in comparison. Don't shrink yourself because somebody else is shining. Remember, other people are looking at you just going, oh my gosh, he or she is doing amazing. Light up your own life. Know that you have your own success, whatever that looks like. Sometimes your journey unfolds in a different way than everybody else's, and that means you are being unique to yourself. Keep your eyes on your own lane and start the process. Okay, reset number 5, imposter syndrome, which is a little bit like comparison, the last one. One of the most powerful things you can say is, you've earned this. You don't need to feel ready to be ready. You've earned this. You don't need to feel ready to be ready. How powerful is that? When you are feeling, who am I to do this? What do I know? I can't. I don't feel like I'm an expert enough to be saying this, but you have shown up. You've worked hard. You've fallen and got back up again. This is a fear of somebody growing, expanding, always giving that extra 1%. No one starts out being confident. Confidence is built by doing. Remember, you just need to keep taking those steps. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Let go of that imposter syndrome, because even the people that have reached the top, I have found out that they still have imposter syndrome. You think it's only the people that are starting out, but I've met many people who look like they're at the top of their game and they still tell me that they have imposter syndrome. So do it all, be afraid, and keep going. So I hope you had one of these really resonate with you. Maybe one of these is what you're feeling a lot right now, that's in your mind, that you're noticing those thoughts. And my challenge to you for the next 24 or 48 hours is just to start to notice. That's the first most powerful thing. You've got 5 seconds to change that thought into something more positive. And talk to yourself. Try something different. Instead of saying that I am statement, say you are. You've got this. Start with that word you, like you are your own inner coach. And what I want you to do is come back to this video and pop in which one you tried out of those 5 resets and how it changed your way of thinking, how it changed the next 30 minutes, hour, half a day, or even the whole day for you. Which one of these was the most powerful? And if you've got any others you'd love to share with the community, by all means do so. So don't overthink this. Take the challenge. Use one of these today. So if you want more tools like these and you haven't yet grabbed the 1 Minute Reset app, we've got over 100 1-minute resets. Yes, things that you can do in just 60 seconds. There's 15 different categories, so you can choose the situation you're in, whether you're in a toxic situation or you're having trouble falling asleep, or you need something to work with the anxiety with your child, or maybe you just need to have some deep breathing to let go of the stress and anxiety before an important meeting. Try the app today. You can try just from $1 for 7 days. Pretty much low risk, and you can cancel at any time. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you grab the link below and you can explore over 100 1-minute resets. I promise one of them, or hopefully lots of them, will change your life. Remember, you got 1,440 minutes in a day. Take one to change your life today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like this channel so that you can get daily updates on using the 1 Minute Reset. Real tools that actually work. Give it a go today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next video.